I'm Andrew Salmon. Welcome to WEC TV Interviews. Now, one of the names you're going to be seeing a lot as you wander around the conference venue here in Daegu is that of Repsol, the Spanish oil and gas multinational. Why is their name so prominent? Well, to answer that question, we have one of the directors of the company and also a man who is the co-chair for WEC in Spain. Dr. Gonzalo, welcome to WEC Interviews. Thank you. Arturo, thanks for being here. Let's talk about your participation in the Congress this year. As I said, we see your name all over the venue. What are you doing here?
We are operating in more than 30 countries, so we see ourselves as a global oil and gas, a global energy company, and that's why we are global partners of WEC, and that's why we want to have also a prominent visibility and position and activity in this Congress. That's why.
Oh, that makes good sense. Let me ask you this. Are you getting good value out of WEC?
Absolutely. That's why we have just renewed our condition of global partner for 3 more years. Being in WEC gives you a kind of global perspective on our activity. Sometimes you are absorbed by the daily activities. Sometimes you have to take some distance, some perspective, and see globally the energy agenda, what's happening, interchange views and experiences with your colleagues. And WEC and this Congress is the correct place to do it.
What do you personally hope to see, do, and who do you hope to meet in the coming days?
We are meeting everyone. We are members not only of the Spanish National Committee, but we are also present in other national committees. We are members of the National Committee of Colombia, of Peru, of Brazil, of Portugal. We are step by step engaging with other national committees. So this is also the place to meet other members of these committees and have, as I said, not a national committee view, but a global view.
Understood. Okay. Now let's talk about the issue of WEC in Spain. You're the chair for the country. Spain's recently been suffering quite a severe economic problem or two, as have many countries in southern Europe. What sort of effect has that had on the energy sector in Spain?
I think this is a story of good and bad news. We have seen that despite a very severe crisis, the energy system in Spain has worked perfectly well. We didn't have any problem concerning security of supply. Everything has been working properly without any problem, without any difficulty. But the truth is that consumption has been hit very much by the crisis. So we have a certain overcapacity at the moment, but we are sure that the situation is beginning to change. We are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we are convinced that this problem will slowly be overcome by the Spanish society and the Spanish economic structure. So the crisis has been very severe, but the energy system has performed very well. Of course, we have problems with the energy prices and how to pay for a system that has a clear overcapacity at the moment. But I think we are doing it quite well, and we're optimistic for the future.
Okay. Also, I understand the WEC Spain Energy Issues Monitor has recently been published. Any other issues that affect the Spanish sector overall which you'd like to mention?
We have worries in common with the Europe Issues Monitor or the Global Issues Monitor. For instance, energy efficiency is an absolute priority for us, as it is in Europe or in the Global Issues Monitor. But we have some specific characteristics. Let's say, for instance, as I said, energy prices and renewables. There is a hot debate in Spain concerning how to promote renewables and how to pay for that. Also, we have quite a hot debate in Spain on unconventionals. It doesn't seem that we have a lot of resources, but we have a debate.
What's the nature of that debate?
Well, Spanish society wants to be sure that all the risks of working with unconventionals and using fracking technologies. All the risks, as I said, are well understood and well managed and well dealt for.
Do you think, I mean, as a European as well as a Spaniard, do you think that the European public in general is familiar with the issues surrounding the unconventionals?
Not yet. Not yet. I think this is something pretty new in our public debate.
Yeah.
This is something that is seen as something coming from the US. I think we need a very well-informed, a very sound debate to make sure that the society and the local communities understand well what we are talking about.
Yeah. Is this an issue
we are just at the beginning of that? Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Is this an issue for the private sector players or for governments?
The debate?
The education process for the publics.
I think that all of us have our own responsibilities.
Yeah.
The government, of course, has a very relevant role, but we, companies, the sector, the energy sector, we have to be very transparent, very clear, and we have to engage in a very open and flexible way with the society at large, because if not, we are not going to have the social permit to operate in the long run, which is absolutely necessary for an activity like this.
Okay, so foundations need to be laid. Let's move on to another issue, a rather hot issue for Repsol. Of course, you've been engaged in a contest of wills with the Argentinian government over your share in YPF. It's recently been reported, I don't know how accurate these reports are, that the Argentinian government is offering you compensation of 1.5 billion for the confiscation or nationalization of YPF. Can you give us any indication of what Repsol's response to this reported offer may be?
Well, to my knowledge, that offer hasn't taken place. What we know is that we owned a company and it was confiscated from us 1.5 years ago. This we call a confiscation because no compensation at all was paid for this company. Of course that we understand the right of any country to expropriate those assets that they think that are strategic, but they have to do it according to their own rules in the first place, and that means doing it according to the law and paying a fair compensation in advance. And that hasn't happened. And we've been 1.5 years asking, demanding to be paid what is owed to us. And that hasn't happened yet. So if there is an offer, we still don't know it, and we think that so far that's just speculation.
Understood. Arturo, thank you very much for appearing on WEC TV, for discussing some rather sensitive issues, which of course I think the whole sector is watching with great interest. And good luck with Repsol's participation at the Congress here in Daegu in 2013.
Thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
And for you as well, please don't turn over, don't turn off, don't avert your eyes, keep your eyes on the screen. We've got more information, more interviews, just more good stuff coming up here on WEC TV.